Welcome everyone to day 48. Interesting, right? We've moved a good journey. Today, I want to focus on building a CLI tool or command line interface, which will be used for creating admins, super admins, even normal users. Okay. But I wanted just a tool that I can use to create admins without having to get into like a user interface and fill in a form and do stuff like that. And this is going to give the project some good feature. So today's plan is actually very, very simple. The first thing I want to do, number one, is create, of course, the CLI tool. Okay. The CLI tool, let me say create CLI tool. This is like the main task. Okay. Well, my writing skills, they are off. So create CLI tool. Okay. But under this, of course, we need to do things like, okay, enable help, okay, just basic documentation, okay, enable command documentation if possible, command documentation. Then 3, we need also, okay, of course, have commands, okay, commands. Basically, all these are actually the same thing, okay, under creating the CLI. Commands for creating an admin, okay, creating an admin, and also a super user, okay, super user. What else? Okay, yeah, so ideally, as you're creating these commands under the hood, of course, you have to make sure that a user is created, okay, that a user is created, okay, a user must be created, user created, and that this user given the correct permission, created and given correct permission. Then we shall test out, okay, on the front end to see if the user will be redirected to the correct page, given correct permission, okay. Permissions, correct permissions, okay. In fact, it is given correct group, okay, given correct group, given correct group. Then, in fact, at some point we have to create some default permissions, okay. We have to create default permissions, okay. This may be out of the scope of this video, but if there is time, I guess we have to do it, okay? Default permissions. I don't want to have this very long like the previous 2 streams. Default permissions should be created today. Okay, so this is today's plan. So to create the CLI tool, way back in the past, I used to use an inbuilt Python package, okay? I've just been trying to Google about it this morning, but I'm failing to get it. Then I landed on this. Let me magnify, okay? I landed on this, okay? It's called Click. Trust me, I'd never known about it, but after Googling, okay? Let me try again. I want to say Python inbuilt CLI package, okay? If you know any, please don't hesitate to let me know. You'd actually be helping me. Of course, I know they're saying agpars. Let us see what Stack Overflow has, okay? This is what I landed on this. Let me see this. There's one also that someone told me about. Actually, not someone told me, but I read it, I think, on Twitter or something, or LinkedIn, okay? So you see, you can do this with setup tools. So there are multiple ways, okay? So this one on Stack Overflow is saying setup tools, but I'll not use that. Then look at this. It says creating and packaging command line tools, okay? This typer, okay? Yes, this is the one I read about, okay? Let's Google typer Python, okay? And we're going to do it. Come here, close this. So we have two. These click and these typer, okay? So it's saying typer build. Let me expand this. Build great CLIs, easy to code, based on Python type hints, okay? Easy to use for defining users, automatic help, automatic completion for all shells, okay? So let us say typer is a library for CLI application that users will love using and developers will love creating based on Python type hints. I think because it has Python type hints and we're using FastAPI, let me use it. And I think it was also created by the creator of FastAPI. Okay, it says it is also a command line tool to run scripts, automatically converting them to CLI applications. The key features are intuitive to write, meaning it has great editor support, completion everywhere, less time debugging, designed to be easy to use and learn, less time reading docs. It's easy for use for final users, automatic help, and automatic completion for all shells. Minimize code duplication, multiple features from each parameter declaration, fewer bugs. Okay, notice this word says fewer bugs, which means there's at least a bug. So start simple. The simplest example adds only 2 lines of code to your app. One import, one function call. Let's see, grow large, grow in complexity as much as you want. Create arbitrarily complex trees of commands, groups, complex trees of commands and groups of subcommands with options and arguments. Run scripts. Typer includes a typer command program that you can use to run scripts, automatically converting them to CLIs, even if they don't use typer internally, okay? So this is what we're going to use. Say FastAPI of CLIs. Yeah, so this is what, nice to read, okay? We're going to prove whether it's true. So it's saying typer is a FastAPI, typer is FastAPI's little sibling. It is the FastAPI of CLIs. Create and activate a virtual environment, then install typer, okay? So where is my code? Get to the code, magnify it. Actually, I forgot to tell you something. I made some changes, okay, to the send welcome email, okay? And I was using a template, okay? I'm not using a template for sending emails. I hope I prompted AI to create a template, okay? In update, let me see, what did it do? Okay. What did it change? Okay. Yeah, I changed it, okay? So I guess I'll test this, but I want to first commit it separately, okay? Can come here and commit it, git status, okay, git add, maybe git diff first to be sure of the changes. Okay, this is what I expected. Okay, so git add, git commit -m, create email template, or rather add, okay, add email template for welcome email after user registration. Close quotes. Okay, rough format failed. They can simply add again, then commit. Okay, that is done. Then I can maybe git push public, git push public minus mirror. Okay, that is done. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll come here to the root. Okay, close this to the root of the backend directory, and I can create I'm going to create a Python module. Okay, just like we have, I'll call it manage.py. Close this, come here, I'll say manage.py. Okay, so when I run, so I'll do, it will be like this. I'll say Python. Okay, maybe I can put here a simple print statement. Okay, super admin user created. Okay, just a simple something simple. Okay, so I'll come and say Python. Let me expand this so that you can see it better. If you can't see it, please don't hesitate to mention in the chat. So when I say something like Python manage.py, hit enter. Okay, we shall get, okay, I'm in the wrong directory. I need to cd into backend first. I can say Python manage.py. Okay, but I'll say my Python manage.py, maybe create super user. Hit enter and it should create. Then I can say manage.py create admin. Okay, when I hit enter, it will ask me maybe for the admin's email, username, stuff like that. Okay, this is what I wanted to do, and we're going to build it using the typer tool. So why am I calling it manage.py? Well, it's because I'm a heavy Django user, and in Django, the tool or the utility tool used for managing your project is called manage.py. That's why I'm also calling this one manage.py. Okay, so let's go to typer. Okay, and then of course, once we understand a basic example, AI can help us complete things. Okay, so they say the first thing is to install typer. So uv add typer, because we're using typer. So you see it's being installed. Okay, if you go to pyproject.toml, typer should be somewhere. There it is. It has been added successfully. Next up, what do we need to do? If I get back here and scroll, okay, say example, the absolute minimum. I say create a file main.py with this, but for us, of course, we don't need this. Okay, I can simply copy this. It is simply very basic. Okay, I can paste the code. Okay, it is simply, you can see it's a main function. Okay, a function main called main with the name as a parameter. Okay, or accepting an argument name, and then prints it. So if we come here and maybe run, it says typer main.py run. Okay, we say typer main.py run. Let us see. Says no module named backend. You typer, okay, unexpected, but let's see. Okay, so if you look at, oh, look at this, guys. Actually, I shouldn't be doing that. Do you know that? Why? Because, listen to this, okay? Look at this. This is why it is important to follow instructions carefully. They said, create a file named main.py. I created manage.py, and I'm trying to run this other main.py. Okay, where is it? It's down here, main.py, next manage.py. So I was getting crazy, but like, what is going on? Okay, I have my code in manage.py. Why am I getting errors concerning backend.routers.import? Okay, so because I ran the wrong file. Okay, so I'm supposed to say typer manage main.py like this, okay, run. Okay, you see, says missing argument name. Okay, so when after this is what I just did here, okay, then the thing you get a nice error. You're missing an argument name. Okay, so they say you can type minus 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 help to get help for free. Okay, let us try it. I'll say typer, okay, manage.py minus minus help. Okay, so this is me building the command line interface for the flight booking engine. Okay, so we have got, when you say, when you add minus minus help, says run the provided typer app, extract utility commands for typer. Okay, interesting. So let's continue. So they say now pass the argument name. We can pass the argument name, the argument. So if I can show you here, it hasn't shown the arguments. Did I run? Oh, I missed the run. Okay, I missed the run. I was wondering why am I not getting the exact output? Okay, so it's supposed to be typer manage.py run. Okay, then minus minus help. So you see, yeah, this is what actually they have, exactly this. We get usage, typer, path or module, run, the options, then the name. Say run the provided typer app, arguments name, which is text. So name is missing. So to provide it, you can say typer, okay, manage.py. Then I need to find manage.py, then run, okay, name. So if I put name like that, you see, we get hello Nehe. Okay, very easy tool. Okay, very easy tool to have. Isn't that useful? Okay, I find it very useful. All right, so that is it. So they're saying this is the simplest use case, not even using typer internally, but it can be quite useful for simple scripts. Note, autocompletion works when you create a Python. They say note, autocompletion works when you create a Python package and run it with install completion, or when you use the typer command. Okay, so now let's start using typer in your own code. So saying update main.py with this. Okay, so they're saying now this is now a better way using how to use typer in our code. So I have to import typer. Okay, so I'll minimize this, maybe reduce this a little bit. Okay, close this. Okay, so at the top you can now say import typer. Okay, then the usual, you know, this if name underscore underscore equals to main. Okay, come here and say if underscore underscore name equals to main. Okay, autocomplete, then typer dot run. Okay, instead of doing it right here in the terminal. So if I clear my terminal, I can now execute the same thing. Okay, by saying Python, then I mention the Python name manage.py, hit enter. So you see it says missing argument name. If I go here, you see we get the same thing, Python manage.py. Okay, and we can also pass minus minus help. We can pass the argument. So just try it. Okay, say Python manage.py minus minus help. You see, so this is almost working like what we have in Django, which I will have. Manage.py. This time I'll say pass the name. Okay, so say name flight booking engine. Flight booking engine, hit enter. Okay, says got unexpected extra arguments. This last few words. Okay, so it expected only one. So I'll say my.py. I'll put Nehe. Okay, so you see, it says hello Nehe. This is the very basic form, okay, of this CLI tool. Now, what I now need to do, okay, so they're now giving an example with 2 subcommands. Okay, so we can go on and on to go through this documentation. Okay, but what I wanted to do is first of all to understand the basics. Okay, there's something that we used to use in Python. Okay, for creating Python shells. I can't remember what it is. Okay, but anyway, no problem. So I've understood the so you're saying I've understood the basics. So what we can now do is ask AI to create for us a few things that we want. And in case of anything, well, the documentation is here to prove AI wrong or right. So it says an example with 2 subcommands, say modify main.py, create a typer.typer app, and create 2 subcommands with their parameters. Okay. So I guess app is actually an instance of typer. Okay. So app, this is actually really a fast API for CLIs. Okay. App equals to typer.typer. This is like an instance. Okay. Then here we have this is app.command. This is the first one. I can decorate this. Say at app.command. Okay. Decorated. Then they have another one here. It's called goodbye. Okay. Just copy this because I have no time to waste. And this is code. This is just Python. Okay. You can always read and understand it. Okay. So you see, app.command, goodbye, text name, and FOMO, which is a Boolean. So if FOMO, goodbye, that, have a good day, else that. Then at the end, we have the app instead being run. Okay. This one here. Okay. Instead of typer.run main, we have app. Okay. So you run, execute app itself. Nice, 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 nice. So they're saying after that, explicitly create a typer.typer app. The previous typer.run actually creates one implicitly for you. Okay. Now we understand what typer.run does. Say add 2 subcommands with app.command. Execute app itself as if it was a function instead of typer.run. Good. Run the upgraded example. Okay, you can do my help. Okay, so I'm going to be faster this time. If I run help, says no, not main.py. Okay, ours is manage.py. Okay, manage.py like that. Okay, so you see we get commands main and goodbye. If you look at another so okay, they're trying to show us, this is like the examples, okay, how to do it. So for example, let me test for you that quickly. Okay, then we go to what we want to do. Okay, so I can now say typer, I mean manage.py, and I say and I pass the name. Okay, I say Nehe. It's no such command. Okay, so I have to say manage.py, I think main Nehe. Okay, that is it. So I've called this main command. Then there's goodbye. Okay, and say manage.py, execute the command called goodbye. Okay, if I hit enter, it says missing argument name. So to apply that argument name, I can say the name is Nehe. Say bye Nehe. Okay. Then I can also say typer manage.py goodbye Nehe. Then I say maybe true. Says got an unexpected argument true. Okay, how do you pass the boolean? That's the question. Are you seeing this? They're saying minus FOMO. Okay, we have to put this minus. This is how you we execute it. Okay, minus FOMO is this one here. Okay, so I'll come in and say minus FOMO. Okay, equals to true. Say minus FOMO does not take a value. So how do we execute it? Let me see how we have done it. Okay. Oh, I get it now. I've understood it. It has to be like so. Okay. I have to say like this. Okay. Just like this. By saying minus FOMO, I will get the this turn to true. Okay. And then this other one is, but this is not Mrs. Nehe. What's wrong with these guys? Should be Mr. Okay. Maybe to just have a quick read. Maybe I might have missed something. Okay. So we read this. Okay. we have gone through the commands. What else is missing? So look at this. Minus minus formal and no formal for the bool option. Okay. So if I didn't want this, so for booleans we put minus minus. Okay. If I want the opposite, I say minus minus no, then the dash the boolean name. Like this, you put a minus minus no dash then the boolean parameter name. But this one, if it is true, minus minus and only formal. So I think this is okay. So they're doing a recap. Okay. Let me read this. If your app only has one command, by default, the command name is omitted in usage. Okay, Python manage.py Camilla. However, when there are multiple commands, you explicitly include the command name. Okay, when there are multiple commands, you explicitly include the command name. Oh, yes, that's correct. So I say recap. In summary, you can declare you can declare once the types of parameters, arguments, and CLI options as function parameters. You do that with standard Python types. You don't have to learn a new syntax, the methods or classes of a specific library, etc. Just standard Python. For an int, do this. For a boolean, do this. And similarly for files, path, enums, or choices, and there are tools to create groups of subcommands, metadata, and extra validation. You get great editor support, including completion and type checks everywhere. Okay, so I think this is a good start. Okay, yeah, a good start. For if you're interested, you can go ahead to read this. Okay, but let us now apply it to our project. Okay, so in our project, I'll remove this. Okay, I'll remove this. I'll start by creating app.command. Okay, app.command, define command called create underscore super user. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, print creating super user. Okay, this is the first one. Then the next one will be at app.command. Okay, define create. Okay, I want to command for creating admin. Okay, create admin user. Okay, like that. So let's try it out. That's what we need. So if I say my.py minus help, what commands would they be? See, we have create super user, create admin user. Okay, so if we start with admin user, clear the screen, Python manage.py create admin user. See, it will work. Then create super user will also create a super user. So we just need to add logic there for creating the admin user and for creating the what is it called? The super user and admin user. So yeah, luckily for us, artificial intelligence has been created to come to our aid. Okay, and I think when you saw me typing the code, okay, there's a lot of autocomplete stuff being given. Okay, so what we need is the tool to be able to come here. Okay, I think if I go to not include, okay, permissions.py, we have functions, okay, which can do certain things. Okay, we have a function. If you look at group CRUD, okay, it creates a group, okay, which is okay. We have what else? Okay, it creates a group. Okay, we can create a group. And on the group, we can also create permissions, okay? So group CRUD, just to show you, okay? We're going to use this, okay? Create a group. After creating a group, we shall need, maybe first create a permission, okay? Create a permission. So permission CRUD, we shall create a permission. After creating a permission, we create a group, okay? So after creating a group, okay, we need to do this, okay? We need to assign, okay, a permission to a user, okay? And we shall pick a user, okay? And say user permission. This is assigning, but this shouldn't, this is not what I want actually. This removes, this will be assign group to user, okay? This is what we shall do, okay? Assign group to user. So I think that is it, okay? And of course, what we have here in permissions CRUD will be responsible for calling to use other things, okay? For example, we have, if you go to utils, we have permissions checker, okay, which can be used in the views, okay? But right now we're only interested in creating from the console. So I want to do this, okay? Make it faster. Since, because I wanted to go through this documentation just to make sure at least I have a slight understanding, okay? A good understanding of what type is all about, okay? And of course, in your free time, you can decide to read more about it. So I'll create a new session here. And I'll say, give it context of the backend, okay? And the copilot instructions, okay? Then I'm going to say, expand this for now. Complete the create underscore super user and create underscore admin commands, admin user commands. Okay. So what I want it to do is to complete them. Okay. Let us see if it will be able to detect what is in the backend directory. Okay. Let's say use the already existing permission system. Let me see if it will be able to detect, okay, by giving it context of the entire backend. If it fumbles, then I can actually prompt it much better. Okay, looks like it has read permissions.py. Let's see. Wow, looks like I've been speaking with my mic muted. You guys did not tell me my mic was muted. Wow. I've just noticed right now that I've been speaking with my mic muted. Wow, looks like I've been speaking with my mic muted. You guys did not tell me my mic was muted. Hope you can now hear me. Sorry. So let's go on. So it is imported session. Then the engine. Okay. Get user by email, create user. Okay, let me first remind myself what get user by email does. Okay, simply gets the user by email. Create user, what does it do? Okay, and now do remember. Then, okay, we have from backend.crud permissions. Remember before prompting, I looked at group crud, permission crud, user permission crud. Okay, just remind you group crud. Okay, a class for creating groups. We shall need to create a group. Permission crud for creating permissions. User permission crud for assigning permissions to users, assigning groups to users. What else? From get pass, import get pass. Okay, a simple function which will help us to hide passwords. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm more interested in this other one down. Okay, so what I want us to be able to use first time. Okay, but we can review from the beginning. Okay, create super user. Actually, I'm thinking maybe for now, maybe I have to be more careful with this super user stuff. But anyway, let's go on. Okay, so say create a super user. Okay, with full admin access. So print creating super user says get email, says email typer.prompt enter email. Okay, so right now I'm also learning like that there's something called typer.prompt. If it works, we shall know that it works. Next says get password. Okay, says password equals to get pass. Okay, from this function get code get pass, which will provide a prompt for entering a password. Confirm pass, get pass, confirm password. Okay, so in other words, we get the email, okay, from the user, then we get their password, okay, twice. Then you can check if the first password they entered is equals to the second password they entered. After that, if there's an error, they say typer.echo error passwords do not match. Okay, and I'm seeing you're saying error equals to true. They say trace typer.exit code equals to 1, so it exits and fails. I can remove this comment. Actually, I wanted to mimic exactly how it works in Django. I think in Django we don't have. Do we have this creating super user thing? But it's okay. Then it checks for the password length. If the password is less than 8 characters, typer.echo password must be at least 8 characters. Otherwise, then it says typer.exit with a code equals to 1. Okay. For those of you who know Linux, okay, or shell commands, when code equals to 1, it means when a command, okay, or a script returns 1, it means there was an error. If it returns 0, it means it was successful. So we move on to the next part. Says with session engine as session. Okay, so this is good with context, which will help us to close the session when it's done. So the first thing is we check if a user exists. Okay, get user by email using this get user by email function that we imported. Okay, so it passes the session and the email. So if a user is existing, says error user with email already exists. Okay, so it says raise type.exit. Okay, otherwise, okay, we continue. Okay, we create a user using the create user function. And maybe let me go back to this create user function for you to see what it does. Okay, click. Okay, you see, simply hashes the password, creates an instance of the user in DB, adds, commits, refreshes, returns the user. Simple as that. So here, when after running create user, it returns to us that user. Then we say user is super user equals to true. That's what makes a person a super user. Okay. Why if I go to create user and I go to user in DB, you see it has the is super user boolean, okay, which by default is false. Then what else? What else do I want to? Okay, then of course session.add user, session.commit, session.refresh. Okay, then say type.echo super user created successfully, user.email. Say type.echo this user has full access to all system features. Very simple, and it is going to be useful. Code view done. Next up, create admin user. Okay, so also here it has simple doc string. So you create an admin user with admin group permissions, a print statement saying creating admin user. We get the email. Okay, type a dot prompt, enter your email. Okay, then we get the password using the same two methods: get pass, enter password, get pass again, confirm password. If password is not equals to password confirm, we say type.echo, we print a message saying echo error, passwords do not match. Raise typer.exit, code equals to 1. Otherwise, if the password is less than 8 characters, we also print a similar message and exit with the code 1. Then here we have with session engine as session. Okay, check if this already exists. Okay, before these comments, let's comment like that. I think here. I think this is obvious. We don't need those comments. So where we were down here. Okay, so check if user already exists. Okay, say get user by email. Okay, if existing user, typer.echo error user with email already exists. Okay, then we create the user. Okay, so after creating the user, says get or create admin group. Okay, says admin group equals to group crud dot get group by name. Okay, it checks if the admin group already exists. Okay, Wow. Guys, you didn't tell me I'm speaking and I have no audio. I've been off. Wow, this is terrible. I keep forgetting when I mute. I don't know when was the last time my mic was on. Guys, you didn't tell me I'm speaking and I have no audio. This is terrible. I keep forgetting. All right. Now. So yeah, but I hope you got all this. Okay, maybe I was at which point? Here. Okay. Create admin user. I'll just quickly repeat it because my audio was off. We capture a prompt for the email, for the passwords, validate the passwords if they're equal, check if the password is less than 8 characters. Then, okay, with the session, we first check if the user exists. Okay, if the user exists, we exit after informing the user about it. Then we create the user. Okay, after creating the user, we then what else? We then create a group. But before creating the group, we check if the group exists. Okay, if the group is not found, we say admin group not found, creating admin group. After that, okay, we create the group by passing the session, the name, and the description. Then the number of permissions which have been defined, okay, by AI, which are not bad. I'll accept them. And you see the structure: view bookings, admin.view bookings, view all bookings. Okay, so this first one is the name, okay, of the permission. The next one is the code name of the permission. Then the next one is the description of the permission. So for example, this one here, the name is view flights. The code name is admin.viewFlights. The description is view all flights. Okay. And I am copying this idea from the Django world. Okay. If you know a better way of doing it in FastAPI, you can let me know. Now, what else do I have here? So ideally for every model, okay, like for example, on the booking model, okay, you can view, you can delete, you can change, view, change, delete. What else? I'm forgetting one more. There are 4 basic ones. I mentioned them yesterday. So here, for all these permissions, okay, for code name, for name, code name, description in admin permissions, which is this list, okay? So you see, it's simply a Python list, a list of tuples, okay? So check if permission already exists. So say perm equals to permission crude.get permission by code name, okay? So we pass the session and the code name, okay? If the permission does not exist, if not permission, then we create the permission. So we're just reusing the functions we had in the previous session that we created. If I remind you of get permission by code name, here it is, okay? Simply selects where permission.codename equals to codename and returns it, okay? So even this one, we have permission create permission, okay? Then after the permission has been created or has been fetched, if it already exists, okay, we then say group CRUD add permission to group, okay? We add, we send the admin the group ID, okay, and the permission ID, okay? So using the permission ID and the using the group ID and the permission ID, it will be added to the group. So this admin.group ID is here up, okay? This one here, admin group.id, then pam.id. So if I can minimize this so that you see more, okay? So if I open this, okay, you see it uses the admin and the group pam, okay? But this happens for all the permissions, all the admin permissions. It says admin group and permissions created successfully, okay? So this is if the admin group is not there, okay? So this is when if not admin group, okay? if not admin group, if the admin group doesn't exist, recap, we create the group and add permissions to the group. As simple as that. Otherwise, if it already exists, then here we simply say admin add user permission crew dot assign group to user. Okay, pass the session, okay, the user ID and the group ID. So using the user ID, who is this user here? Okay, we simply add this group to the user is using this function. Okay, and this is actually a static method. If I go to it, you see what it does. Okay, does the same thing. Selects a user, selects a group, okay, where the user ID matches and where the group ID matches what it has been given. Okay, and then execute the statement, and if it exists, it simply returns true. Otherwise, it creates it. Okay, then after that, what it done is echo admin user created successfully. Then after that, user has been assigned to the admin group. Okay, then says display assigned permissions. Okay, this is extra. In Django, this does not happen. It says permissions group crew.get group permissions session admin group.id. Say type echo permissions dot join permission dot code name for p in permissions. Okay, so it gets all permissions from a group and simply display echoes them. So I understand this perfectly well. Okay, ask yourself, do you understand this also perfectly well? If you don't understand it, feel free to write a comment. Okay, right now during the live stream, or if you're watching after, please do. I'll be happy to answer. So I'm thinking about something. These commands, should I say create underscore super user like this? Okay, because if you go to here, okay, if you go to the shell, okay, let me go to mine. Okay, clear. If I say Python manage.py minus help, okay, so we have this command say create super user, create admin user. Would you prefer this with spaces, or you want something like this? Okay, one word. Django kind of has it, but I feel like combining all of them together makes it harder to read, to type. Say create super user, create admin user, and look at the nice documentation. Create a super user with full system access. Create an admin user with admin group permissions. What would you prefer? Can you type in the chat? What would you prefer? One with underscores or one without underscores? And why? Would you prefer one with underscores or one without underscores? And why? Any? What do you think? Don't be shy. Please share. Underscores, no underscores. People are fearing and they're actually now dropping off the live stream. I can't know who you are from here. It's okay. So create super user, create admin user. I think I'll just leave it like this, okay? To mimic exactly what maybe Django has. So let me try out something, okay? I'll say Python manage.py create admin, okay? Admin user. So I want to test, okay? So it's creating admin user. I think this shouldn't happen, okay? This initial statement saying creating admin user shouldn't happen, okay? Shouldn't happen. So what I'm going to do is this. I can exit, okay? I can exit and remove them, okay? There's no need for this. Because actually even in, because remember this whole group's permission system, I copied it, okay, from Django. So let me try to mimic the same thing. Save. Okay. Let's now do it. Clear. Say Python manage.py create admin user. Enter email. But we need to put, I actually realize now we need to put validation, okay? That this is a proper email, okay? Say admin at abv@admin.com. Enter password. Confirm password. Error. Passwords must be at least 8 characters. Okay. This is good. I wanted to test that first of all. Clear. Try it again. Email admin@admin.com. Enter password 123456. 123456. Passwords must be at least 8 characters. Okay, that works. Clear enough. Enter email admin add. I'm forgetting the spelling of admin. Admin@admin.com. Come on, this is wrong. Admin, okay, at admin.com. Enter password. Enter the password again. I expect it to fail. Good. Why was I expecting it to fail? Because this it does not have access to the database session. Okay. I'm trying to see, let me show you. You see, it's trying to connect to a database called DB name equals to Postgres, user equals to Postgres, password equals to Postgres. This case is fake. Exposing my password, my database password. Talks about it has showed the host, the DB name, user, password, and post. Why? Because look at this, says could not translate host name DB to address. Okay, which is good. Okay, this is correct. Why? Because the actual thing is running in what is it called? Is running in the Docker. Okay, if I show you Docker and it's not running, we shall have to run this via Docker. Wait, looks like I committed logs unknowingly. I need to find out of removing them from what's it called? From version control. They shouldn't be committed. This is wrong. These are unnecessary files. But when I go to compose.yaml, okay, just to make sure you understand why it's failing. Okay, if I go to compose.yaml, you see, for development, this is what I'm using. Okay, user Postgres, DB Postgres. Okay, so, and this is the actual thing called DB. Okay, so, and if you look at the environment, okay, for the FastAPI app, it is using what? This database URL. Okay, so let's. But before that, I've remembered something I wanted to show you on this. Okay, are you seeing this? First of all, this validation for email. Okay, I need to put real validation that it has to be you must pass a valid email. Also, password length being equal is not really password checking. Okay, we need real password checking. That is something that needs to be added here. What else do I need to add? Okay, so in case you're building on top of this, make sure you add real email validation. This will be a weak password. You can't only check for length. Okay. What else do I need to show you? This, okay, this should be like a constant, okay, not like a magic string. Even this should be constant. So let me tell it to do it. Okay, the refactor create the admin admin, create the group name and permissions as Python constants and not magic numbers, magic strings rather. Okay, so zoom out. Okay, because what if we wanted to change? Okay, and maybe somewhere in our application we want to check for permission, maybe of admin.viewBookings. We want to check, maybe we would have to type admin.viewBookings. Okay, let us say maybe in like 10 places in the application. Now, if I wanted to edit, I would have to edit it manually by admin.viewBookings, okay, in all those 10 places where admin.viewBookings has been typed. But if we use constants, okay, we can make changes in one place. Okay, so okay, this is a good first step. Like you can see, they're now being what, put in a better what can I call it, a better format, for lack of word. Okay, so if I go back up here, I'm going to show you. See, we have now constant for groups. Say admin group name, we have admin. Okay, admin group description. Okay, we have administrator group with full permission system description. Okay, for the admin group. So later, if I want to create another group, okay, it will be very, very easy. So I'll keep this. I want to show you. Okay, so like for now, you know that we basically we have two groups. Okay, the admin and the what is it called? The oh my god, the customer. Okay, so you're either an admin or a customer or maybe a super user. Okay, but right now an admin is like almost a super user. Okay, but later we shall be able to, like, an admin. Okay, super user has everything, but for an admin we can be able to remove these. Okay? Maybe you can remove from your view flights. Okay, so say admin group name. So if admin group name is in many places, I can simply, for example, if I control F, you see we have used admin group name in 7 places. Okay, you see, get group name admin, 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 several places, admin, 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 admin. Okay, in 7 occurrences we have admin. Okay, so if I wanted to make a change, I don't have to type code. I don't have to come in code, change this, change here, change here, change here. That's painful. Okay, I simply come up here in one variable and change from admin to admins. Okay, this is the group name, admins. As simple as that. So I want to make sure it has done what I wanted. So these comments, I don't think are necessary. The code speaks for itself. I'll remove them. One more thing, even this one I can remove it. What else? So if I open here, okay, open here, you see now it is saying for name, code name, description in admin permissions. This is cleaner, okay, than having this whole thing inside here. Okay, so these admin permissions, okay, can be edited from one place, but there's something better we can do to this. So I'm going to show you in a moment. Let me see. No magic strings anymore. Now, I see this minimum password length is now a constant, which is good. So now this is what I'm going to do. Okay, even for these individual admin permissions, okay, I need them to be in to be constants. Okay, I'll say each admin permission should also be constants. Okay, because what if we have several permissions being used, these permissions, okay, being checked in several modules, okay, or in several routers? What will happen? Okay, it would fail. Okay, so I'll say each admin permission should also be constants. Someone is asking a question. Pranit Kali, hey, which app are you using currently? I am using VS Code. Okay, this is VS Code. VS Code. If I can show you VS Code, VS Code. Okay, this one is what I'm using. Planet, the open source AI editor. They've now rebranded it to an AI editor. So yeah, this is what I'm using. Planet. So yeah, so each admin permission, okay, should also be a constant. And what else comes to my mind? A constant and what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, and should be constants. Okay, and for each model, okay, for each model, there should be a change. Okay, view, add, delete permission. Okay, like that. Okay, so like I'm trying to mimic, like I told you, from the Django world. Okay, so I need this to also be chained. So sometimes AI can help you do things, but you have to prompt it carefully. You have to prompt it carefully. Pranit Kale, I hope I've answered your question. So look at this, okay? It is working on them, okay? And I know this is a lot, but I'm going to still prompt it to do something better. So I'll keep, okay, and show you what has happened. So for every model, so look at this, okay? Look at this, okay? So we have admin group description, okay? Then there's a perm for add booking, okay? Permission constants for adding bookings, okay? So I'll need this, okay? I shall use this, okay? And I can now, when I want to change, okay? I only change this, okay? This value here, okay? So we have, for every app, remember, we have 4 permissions by default, okay? We have add booking, view booking, change booking, delete booking. Then the next one we have for permission constants for users, add the user, view a user, change a user, delete a user. Then add a flight, view a flight, change a flight, delete a flight. Then add a payment, view a payment, change a payment, delete a payment. Okay. For tickets, the same thing. Add a ticket, view a ticket, change a ticket, delete a ticket. For stats, view stats, okay, or view dashboard. Okay. Then it is consolidating all of them. Okay, so admin permissions. Okay, so all these are now being put into a list like before. Okay, we have the booking, user permissions, flight permissions, payment permissions, add a ticket, view stats. Okay, this is how it works. But actually, in Django, every model, it can be under every model. Okay, this is how Django handles it, by putting it under every model. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is this. Okay, I want to tell it to put these permissions in a module. Place these permissions, okay, in a separate appropriate module in appropriate package. Let's see if you'll be able to figure out the appropriate package. Okay, because I don't want it to be in this file like this. Okay, there are too many. They can be in a separate module. Okay, and the module can be in a separate package, and then we can only have the commands. Okay, so I want only create super user to be here. I want create admin user to be here. Okay. And if Pranika had seen my message, but I just added it to the chat. Okay. So you see, all have been removed. Anything in red has been deleted. So I'll keep. Okay. So if I go back here, you see that we now simply import a thing from backend.models.constants import. Yeah, actually, it's a good thing. Okay. This is smart for it to put it in the models.constants. Yeah, because actually even in Django, you find that these permissions are defined in every model. Okay. This is okay. So if I go to the constants file, so you see we have everything here in one file. This is nice. So I'll keep. And you see it's all our permissions. Okay. Constants for groups, permission constants for the bookings, for the users. If I show the project directory, okay, it is in models constants.py, okay, which is fair enough. So one place where we have the permission constants. Progress. This is progress. So now, what else can we add? Okay, maybe extra validation. Okay, maybe for the password to make it a little bit stronger. Okay, can be added. So let us first get it now to run. So it wants to confirm that things are okay. Of course, it should work. If I expand this, okay, how can I expand this? It's hidden. Okay, you see it. It worked. Okay, so it's okay. Says the refactoring is complete. Created the constants file, updated managed.py to import these constants. Good job. Looks like the money I'm paying for Cloud Sonnet is worth it. I mean for Copilot. Minimize this. Richards, would you consider this project more of a vibe coding application, being that it was less manually undertaking and more prompting AI? It depends on your definition of vibe coding. Okay, Richards. This is what I think vibe coding is. Okay, I'm going to define vibe coding. Then you'll also uh, uh, help me understand your definition of vibe coding. Vibe coding, I think, is when, from the guys who came up with this idea, okay, you prompt AI, okay, and if it fails, you keep on telling it fix this, okay, without actually doing a code review. Okay, you don't code review. If anything fails, you tell AI, you just copy paste error. You said fix this, okay, and it handles everything. Whereby you don't even care. Okay, you even don't care about the structure. You don't code review. Okay, if there's any error, you just tell it something has gone wrong. Fix. Then do this. Then do this. Okay, that is vibe coding. Yeah, but then in this other case, I'm using AI to generate my code. Okay, but after generating the code, number one, I code review. Okay, after code review, I make sure I understand the code it has written. Then also I understand. I make sure that the code which it has written serves the purpose I want. Okay. So in vibe coding, you don't code review, neither do you check line by line that the code you've written serves the purpose you want. Okay. For example, if I was vibe coding, okay, the first prompt I did would have been enough. Okay. I wouldn't have put extra effort. Okay. For example, like to have constants like this to avoid magic strings. I wouldn't have gone an extra mile to maybe think and be like, okay, this is not just enough, okay, for password validation. This is not we need more email validation, okay? That's not vibe coding. So I wouldn't say I'm not, I would say I'm not vibe coding, okay? Actually, generating AI is not, generating code has always been, can I say, a tedious task. I'm even happy that AI is here, okay? Because back then, what would do, you'd go to Stack Overflow. I don't know if many of you guys know Stack Overflow. Okay, I would go to Stack Overflow. Okay, then actually maybe let us say that this is a similar problem you're facing. Okay, you come here. Okay, you find a solution. Okay, maybe say like this solution. Okay, click, you copy it. Okay, I copy this solution. I come to my code and paste. Okay, then after that I start reading line by line. Okay, this line says this. This line says this. This line means this. This line means this. This line does this. This line does this. This line does this, and this one does this. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. Then you can even maybe make changes to it, and that is it. The only difference is that this time we're not copying from Stack Overflow, but AI is writing the code for us. But still, we have to code review, okay, and make sure that we understand the code it has generated, okay, and also make sure that it serves the purpose, the intent we want, okay. Yeah, so this wouldn't be vibe coding. So Richard, tell me, what do you think? Let me see. Can Gemini or Google define vibe coding? Okay. Look at this. Maybe this is look at this definition. According to this definition, okay, may actually be you might actually call it vibe coding. Look at this. It says vibe coding is an AI-assisted software development technique where users describe desired functionality in natural language, and an AI generates the code. This is the definition. Okay. According to Gemini, it emphasizes high-level intent over traditional line-by-line coding, allowing developers, including beginners, to build applications faster by conversing with AI to refine the results. The term was popularized by Andrej Karpathy and was named Collins Dictionary Word of the Year 2025. Okay. Yeah. In fact, I was seeing something. Let me see. Let me show you something. Anti-gravity. People they're now calling it. People are now going into this anti-gravity, not anti-gravity, this vibe coding thing. I saw one edit. Was it this? It was saying something like the best vibe coding IDE. I saw an IDE like that. Was it anti-gravity or something? And IDE was claiming to be the best vibe coding IDE. Yeah. So I'm not coding based on vibes. Okay. I literally code review. So whatever it is. But yeah, if you asked me, okay, right now, if I prefer to write code from scratch, okay, line by line, okay, to generating it using AI, what would I choose? I would choose generating by AI. Okay. Yeah. Coding has never really been the problem in software development. The real issue has been creating a solution. Okay. To a problem using code. That's the main challenge. How do you create a solution? This one says the open source AI code editor. I saw it somewhere. Was it Casa? Let me check Casa. The build to make you extraordinarily productive. Casa is the best way to code with AI. Okay. Everybody is saying best way to code with AI. Someone was saying the best. There's a tool I saw. Okay. They say they're the best web coding editor. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. So Richard, tell me, what do you think? Okay. I'm curious to know what you think. All right. I now need to wrap up. I need to wrap up this stream by doing this. I want to reduce. That's why it's important to make sure you understand what you're doing. That's why you see in this stream I began from here. Okay. I began from here. And I've learned one thing. Once you master one programming language, some of the things become very easy. Okay. So let me go to my terminal. I have a few minutes to wrap up. Docker compose app. Then create a new terminal. Okay. So we have that. Create a new terminal. I want to cd into the front end. Cd, come on. Cd into front end and nvm use 20 and npm run dev. Richards, I'm waiting for your thoughts. What do you think? Don't fear to be against me. Okay, so this is it. I want to log out. Okay, I go to my bookings. I'm required to log in, but that's a simple glitch. Did you see it? Okay, I need to, so this is, the front end is okay. Backend running. I want to create a new shell. Probably I need to delete this. Okay, delete that. Then if I try to do this from here, okay, I want to create, let me kill this terminal, create a new terminal again, where I can execute my stuff. So in this terminal, I am going to run that command. I want you to see something. Python manage.py create admin can't open. What's happening? No such file. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. cd backend. Create. Okay, actually, create admin. I like simplifying things. Between create admin and create admin user, what would you choose? Okay, let's do this. Admin at admin.com. I want you to be able to pick up the password from, to pick up a connection to the, you see, it's still hassling. So what I'm going to do is this, okay? I said docker ps. I want to execute it via docker ps to pick the ID. This is the FastAPI app. Okay, this is the container name. Okay. Then I can clear this. Okay. And I said docker ps. Okay, and docker ps again. Docker exec. Okay. In interactive mode, attach a terminal. Okay. Interactive mode, attach a terminal to this container. Okay. And we can have a bash session. I say bin/bin/bash. I think like this. There I am. So in fact, if I say ls, you see, we're into our container. Okay. So I expect to now run commands. I can say Python. Okay, ls again. Let me just say ls again. So you see we have our manage.py right here. Okay. So I can clear. I can say Python manage. So I'm inside the container manage.py create admin user. Okay. Says module error. No module named typer. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So what I need to do is to rebuild the image. Okay. To build the images. Okay. I can exit. Okay. And another way I think where we can run this is this. I can simply say docker exec. Okay. Maybe in interactive mode, maybe I can attach a terminal or not. Okay. Or docker exec the FastAPI app. Okay. What am I forgetting? FastAPI app, Python manage.py create admin. I'm just showing how you can run these commands. Okay. With or without getting into the session. Okay. Just quick docker commands. So this one, you can run it directly without getting into the container. Okay. Without getting into the container, you can do this. Okay. Then this other one, okay, you get into the container. You have a bash session into the container to create to do the Python manager.py create admin. But in this case, I want to simply first of all, rebuild the images, okay? Because it says nobody named typer, meaning it has not been installed. So I'll say docker compose app ---- build. Let me rebuild them. Permission denied. So let me add sudo. Okay. Enter the password. Every time I type sudo and enter password, my heart kind of skips a little bit. Like, I'm giving someone access to everything. Okay, so let me try to wrap up. Richard, are you still here? So ask yourself a question, okay? If in this age right now, AI can help us generate code, okay? And we can do code reviews, help us do a few things faster. How good do you think it will be maybe 10 years from now? What have I just done? Okay. I should have, let me kill this. Okay. Kill this. Shouldn't have used this one actually. Come here. Okay, this one exited. Okay, no problem. No problem. Fair enough. So I can just say compose app here. Okay, it's running. Then I can come to this other side. Okay, and run those commands. Okay. Docker exec. Okay. I'll say interactive mode, touch a terminal in case we need. Okay, what does it say? Still saying no mode named typer. Crazy. I need it was installed. Okay, because we have it here. Okay. Or another way is to do this. Okay, so look at this, guys. This is what I want to do. This project is being run using UV. Okay, UV is managing this project. So I expect there to be in the container virtual environment having UV, having typer. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll say, instead of saying python main.py, I can say UV run that command. Finally it has passed. Okay, when I say no such command create admin, that's nice. Okay, so I'll clear the screen. I think create admin is looking easier, okay, to have than create admin user. I'm going to change it to create admin. Okay, so I'll say create admin user for now. Hit enter. I think now we can create an admin user. So I'll say admin at admin.com. Enter the password. Enter the password. Okay, looks like everything is okay. Do you see this? Do you see if I select, look at this, permissions, okay? We've added permissions. Bookings, bookings.add, bookings.view bookings, bookings.change booking, bookings.delete booking, user, okay? All of them have been printed, okay? So yeah, our thing has worked, okay? Our thing has worked. Our command has worked, okay? So another way you can do it, okay? If I run the same command, okay, I add admin, let's try again, admin at admin.com, 123, 123, password must be at least 8 characters, okay? Try it again, admin at admin. I'm just trying to recreate the same user, okay? Password 123, that, repeat the same password, okay? So look at this message, okay? I see this message says user with email already exists, okay? This is okay. But later in production, I'm going to make it in such a way that these, like you say, if you guys know Django, okay, these things don't appear, okay? It's just clean. You see, you get your error message and that is it. Okay. Now I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to switch the model to Gemini 3 Pro, okay? And I'm going to say you are a senior backend engineer, Okay, I want to see if it can do a code review. Engineer, perform a code review on the manage.py. Okay, so if I go back here, you see everything is okay. Let's now go to the front end. Okay, I want to try something. Okay, if I try to maybe go to /admin, it should fail. Okay, go to login. Okay, let's try to log in and we see admin at admin.com. Enter the password. Login. Saying to say save password. Close. So it has redirected us here. Okay, look at it. We have been successfully logged in. Okay, and if I try to go to /admin now, okay, it keeps redirecting us back here. Okay, let me see. So we have been logged in, but it's now the front end now needs to pick. Can I call it the correct? What is it called? The correct. What's the correct word to use? The correct. To route to the correct page. Okay. If I go to my bookings, rather, of course you'll see there's no booking because this user has no bookings. Okay. But now the access to that admin page is the challenge. Okay, that is something to fix. But I wanted to show you something. Let us see what code review has been done by Gemini 3. Code review summary says the script is functional and correctly uses the application script layers and constants. However, there is a significant code duplication between the two commands, particularly in user input and handling. Code duplication, dry principle. Issue, the code logic from prompting the email, password, and confirming the password and validating the password is identical in both create super user and create admin. This is correct. Recommendation, extract this logic into a helper function, e.g. get user credentials that returns the email and validated password. User creation logic, the check for an existing user, get user by email and initial create user call are repeated. So Richard, if you're vibe coding, in fact, you wouldn't even care about this. You'd be done. You'd just be following vibes, like they say. Recommendation, this could also be part of a helper or the main flow could be simplified. Permission initiation. The create admin command initializes the admin group and permissions inline. If you ever need to initialize permissions without creating a user, you can't. Okay. Recommendation, consider extracting the ensure admin group exists logic into a separate function or even a separate management command like init permissions. Validation. There is no validation for the email format. Yes, remember I mentioned this. Add a simple email validation check or rely on Python FastAPI schemas if available. Though Typer doesn't do this out of the box. Refactoring proposal. I recommend refactoring the file to extract information logic. Here is how I would improve it. Create a prompt for credentials functions. Create a get or create admin. Should I apply these refactoring changes for you? Not yet. I want to run the same command, but this time using GPT-5. I want to see what its recommendations would be. So yeah, we have this task, okay, of redirecting to the correct page. So it's done. Wow, time is fast spent. Let me see. I guess let me wrap up and I get to my day job. Okay. Wow. GPT has a lot. Okay. So overall solids of type and existing crude robust system, good centralization of constants, clean user flow, command design. Okay. Password validation. Okay. This is good. Consider adding a basic complexity check like number plus letter if desired. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Email validation currently not validated. Okay. This is okay. ID potency feedback. For for the admin group and permission setup, you already check for existence. Nice. I think it's just praising me. I want to help. Let me see constants, database transactions, user question. Okay, on to the recommendations. Extract ensure to a reusable function. Okay, yeah. So this is the same thing that actually Gemini 3 suggested. And actually, I think even you, if you were doing a code review on your own, I'm sure you do this kind of stuff. Okay. Document, recommend, pattern, reduce duplication, keep is testing. If you want, I can implement these two small refactors. Prompt for credentials, ensure admin, now to remove duplication, make commands cleaner. That's okay. Okay. So refactor using 4.5 sonnet. And then we shall review. Go. I'm feeling like I need to find a particular style guide, okay, to refactor this whole project using the AI tool. And I need to put them in this copilot instructions.md. Let me see. Where is models? Okay, constances in models. I'm going to ask myself, why have we touched the models.py today? So zoom out a little. Yeah, so I'll fix this other thing of logging into the right page offline. Okay. I might actually even guess what that issue is on the front end. Okay. You may find that the front end is looking for a particular kind of string. If I go to app, auth, login, okay. Where? If is admin. Aha. Are you seeing this? Couldn't this be an issue? Look at the string we're looking for. Lowercase a. Admin, but on the back end we have uppercase. Okay. If I go to admin group name, I see we are using uppercase. Admins, called admins. But here we're on the front end is admin, lowercase. So that could actually be causing the issue, but we shall find out soon. So let me keep and just do a code review. I want to see what it has done. Prompt user for email and password validation returns a tuple string email password raises. Okay, this is just what we had. It just picked the common logic. Okay, and this is what actually you would do as a software engineer. Okay, if you're code reviewing. In fact, I'm considering using another AI tool. It's called Code Rabbit. I don't know if you guys know about it. Okay, it's a tool which is used for doing code reviews. Okay, cut code review time and bugs in half instantly. Okay, so Richards, I'm going to get into more vibes. Okay, yeah, this is a tool I want to. If I come here, you see it says free for open source projects. Okay, reviews for AI powered teams who move fast. Yeah, so I'll I'll look at it. Let me see their pricing. I like these tools. You can use them to, you can use these AI tools to generate things fast and make some money. The only challenge I'm seeing that sometimes if you're not careful, you might have very long code reviews. Okay, very, very long code reviews. So look at this. Get summarization for each pull request. Includes the 14-day freezage of the pro plan. No credit card required. PR summarization. Reviews in IDE. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to start working with this code rabbit tool. Okay. What is it saying? Okay. What is it saying? Refactoring summary says it extracted, refactored both commands. Says it implemented drive principle, maintainability. Okay, but let me check. Okay, so you see, it grouped everything: email, password, confirm. Okay, into this. Okay, into this one thing. But then sometimes, let me tell you, do you know that I don't know if you agree with me that if you don't know what you're doing, you may actually prompt poorly. Okay, say ensure admin group. So okay, it has put all this into one function. Remember this code, it was repeated. Okay, which is good. Then I can remove this. There's no need for this. Okay, then yeah, I think actually functions are now shorter. Okay, say email, password, prompt for credentials. Simply calling this function. The code which was here was just put here. Okay, so if you just joined, you can watch later for code to understand it. Then ensure admin group has also been, is now being used here. Where is it? Create super user, it does not need it. Okay, but if we go to create admin, okay, you'll see that here we use prompt for credentials. Okay, then here you see ensure admin group. I'll remove this comment. I don't need this. Even this, I don't think we need to echo the permissions. Okay, let me just remove this. I don't want to echo the permissions. And this admin user created successfully. Okay, say admin has been assigned to the group that this can work. So if I do this again, okay, Python manage.py -- help. I want to see something. Okay, command not found Python. Okay, this is not our shell. Sometimes the AI shells can't determine the environment. Python manage.py. Okay, so if you're into Django, you might think I'm doing Django. -- help. So you see, create super. I don't want the commands to be this. Okay, but anyway, let me just leave it. Okay, but create. I want this to just be create admin. Instead of create admin user, I'll just say create admin to keep it basic and shorter. So I'll run this again. So you see, it is now create admin. Create super user can stay. Super user, can it be separate words? I mean separated by that. Let's see how it appears. Create super user. Create admin. Okay, let me just leave it like this. This looks readable when it has those dashes or those, I don't know what they call. What are they called? Hyphens rather, not underscores. It looks better to me. What else? Other things can be done. Okay, because of time, after this, I'll ask it to put validation to ensure that this is actually this email validation. Okay. One thing about also software engineering is that if you don't know that you need email validation and the AI does not add it for you, you'll not know to add it. You get. So you yourself, you must have the knowledge of software engineering to be able to prompt AI to do for you the correct things. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't know, then you'll be comfortable with what AI is going to give you. So we need more checks for the email and password. So even this comment, I don't need it. Okay, this is good enough. Okay, I'm going to add that code rabbit and use it as my other engineer to do for me a code review. So what else comes to mind? I'm thinking why the login refused was because of what we have on the front end. Okay, the front end is also using magic strings. If I come to page.tsx, okay, you see this admin. If I come here and change this, okay, like that. Okay, so let me prompt it. Okay, add context of the front end and say the front end is using magic strings for the group name. Refactor to match the backend constants. Okay, that could actually be the issue. Okay, but this shouldn't be. In fact, even these comments are necessary. Okay, these comments, I need to do a cleanup. I guess I'll use that code rabbit. In fact, if I go also to front end, if I go to admin layout.tsx, I hope there's nothing of that kind here. Page.tsx, Control F, admin. Let me see. Okay, there's no hard coded can I call it role for that. Profile layout.tsx. Actually, I saw something. Wait. I saw something in admin layout.tsx. There's this function saying is admin. Let me check it. Is admin. Okay, yeah. And I'm actually good. I'm happy that actually the AI identified it. Are you seeing? It has actually made an edit. Even here we had a magic string. Okay, so we have a constant. So let me see. Let me keep this. So it's now being picked from. So you see, we have now on the front end, we have something similar which matches. Okay. So if you don't know that you need this, you may not prompt AI to do it for you. Okay. So I'll keep this too. Then I'll try it one more time to see if that was the issue. Come here. I want to show you the not front end, back front end constants of the TS. Okay, so yeah, so this is better. Okay, now this will match. Okay, even the permissions will now match in case we need them. Okay, so that we have the same, can I say, interface. So let us try. Let me try to log in. Admin at admin.com. If I enter the password, close. No. Okay, so that is still not working. Okay, so you can see that if I go to my bookings, this one has no bookings. Okay, which is okay. And if I go to /admin, okay, it works. I wasn't expecting this. I think because of the role, but when we log in, it should at least take us to, in fact, my bookings should not actually be there. Okay, because the admin has not booked. Okay, maybe but by the way, an admin can also make their own flights. So I'll leave it. Okay, I actually see something which just came into my mind. Okay, if you are an admin, you want to also make a flight to book a ticket, you should be able to do it using this. Okay, so yeah, at least we have this. We have the slash. The admin dashboard is okay. Okay, this is working, so this is fine. What I now need to check is that What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Mm, keep, keep, keep. Okay, this can be kept. I'm looking for something. Can also keep this. Which page the TSX? This was in reset. Doesn't need to go here, but it refactored, which is okay. So here in login, okay. This part, okay, is not redirect to is not equals to this. Router dot redirect to this page. Else if the admin router dot push to this page. Else, let me try. I want to try something. Log out. What is it doing? Is this still rebuilding that page? That's really slow. Okay. It has taken really long. Let's build this. Okay. Reload. Every time you face an issue, when you've told yourself you're going to debug later, okay, you keep noticing that actually you're on your way to another hour. Okay, go to /admin. Okay, that's okay. Now I want to try this. I want to log out, and I do this. I want to say go to /admin. Okay, okay, that's okay, but that glitch has to be fixed. Admin at admin.com. One thing I like about AI is that I've had to do it on the front end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hash space. Aha. This is what I was looking for. Okay. That when you've logged out, okay, and you try to access /admin, okay, and then you come here and say admin at admin.com, and then you enter the password. Okay. Using this URL, this redirect should be able to handle the redirection to this dashboard. Okay. Yeah, this is good. What else do I need? But also another issue that needs to happen is that without that redirection, assuming maybe you just came to log in, okay, and you're logging for the first time, it should take you to the what is it called? To the login page. Okay. I mean to the admin dashboard if you're an admin. Okay. Also .log. I want to log is admin. Redirect to, actually, I'm going beyond the scope of the video. Okay, so we have had success with creating the CLI tool. Okay, like you've all seen, the CLI tool is working impressively well. Okay, with some effort. Okay, some effort that you can say from Copilot. Okay, and now we have admins. Okay, admins can now log in the appropriate page to the appropriate dashboard. And yeah, even with vibe coding, okay, like you may call it, it has taken some effort. Okay, you don't just ask AI to do something and then you sit like a boss. You have to actually review the code, understand it. Yeah, it has taken some time, about 118 minutes since I began this stream. So yeah, I'll end here for today. I'm going to push this code. Yeah, try it out, improve it, build on top of it, break the code, change it, do whatever you want. I'll be pushing it now soon. So have a good day.